let's just pull up some top of the show goodies. For example, Elon Musk, who is now the prominent conservative thinker of the world, has endorsed this lady, Republican candidate named Mayra Flores.
Yeah.
And he voted for her, first time ever voting Republican. And just to put it in context, she is a QAnon person, an anti-vax.
So, there's so many goodies in that little Twitter thread where he's like responding to people. But like, why are you even being like, oh my God, this is the first time I voted for a Republican? You're a billionaire, dog. You literally have given hundreds of thousands of dollars to Republicans across the fucking board anyway. Like, who gives a shit if you're one singular vote for a Republican? Like, yeah, okay, sick.
Dude, he's such a fraud. Like, he goes, I'm buying Twitter, and I'm going to ensure that it's not a political body. Meanwhile, he's like, I'm voting for this QAnon conspiracy theorist. Massive red wave 2022. Let's go.
So that's
Ron
what
DeSantis.
No, that's perfect though. He said, remember how he said, I'm going to do in that Twitter thread, he talks about, I'm going to do a pack for like moderates.
Yeah.
He wants to build like a moderate pack where centrists. And then he says he's going to vote for DeSantis for president. It's like, you just gave the game away, dumbass. You can't just say like, oh, that's what this is. Anytime someone says they're a fucking moderate on the internet or anywhere else, okay, if they say they're a centrist, understand that they're just center-right or far-right, and they're just lying to you. And maybe even lying to themselves, okay? Because what the fuck is moderate about Ron DeSantis, who like literally sicked the Gestapo on his own scientists in the Public Health Administration of Florida for like releasing actual COVID fatality numbers and shit, you know what I mean? Or Ron DeSantis, who's most notable for I don't know, like murder gay teenager bills and shit like that. Like that.
Well, don't say gay, yeah, is that? But the thing is, the problem is Ron DeSantis, who's obviously a hog in his own right, is he's moderate compared to Donald Trump, who's just an unhinged fascist.
But he's not. But he's not. I don't think Ron DeSantis is moderate in comparison to Donald Trump.
I don't think Ron for example, I don't think Ron DeSantis would try to overthrow an election. I don't think he'd do that.
You are so wrong.
Really?
I 100% think Ron DeSantis.
I don't think so.
I don't think
he would be calling like the Georgia like Secretary of State or whatever and being like, I need to find 7,000 votes.
No, he would be more petty. Republicans have stolen a Florida election already. That's how George W. Bush became president, famously, in the aftermath of the Brooks Brothers riots. The people that were involved in that, 3 of them that were tangentially involved, now sit on the Supreme Court. 3 lawyers that were involved in the Brooks Brothers riots and the subsequent Supreme Court decision that came down, 3 of those lawyers are now in the Supreme Court as Supreme Court justices. This has always been a Republican strategy. Republicans don't want to win elections. They don't give a shit about that. They just want to... They want to game the system as best as they can, or even outright sidestep Congress in its entirety. And I do think that Ron DeSantis, if push came to shove, would be even scarier than Donald Trump because he's, I think, more competent than Donald Trump.
I hear you, but I don't think he's as overtly fucking psycho as, I don't know. Donald Trump is next level, in my opinion.
We haven't found a politician that like captures the attention of the voter base in the way that Donald Trump does, that also simultaneously is competent. Because Donald Trump's incompetence kind of makes him like an outsider, which is also the reason why people like him. You know what I mean? Some people in his base like him. But as far as like, being a vector for all of their anger and frustration directed at the exact same villains that the Republican Party has been directing their attention to, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis are the exact same. Gay people, immigrants, poor people, homeless people. Like these are considered the main enemy of the Republican Party in perpetuity, and that's the same enemies that Ron DeSantis also has. Ron DeSantis famously, remember, overturned the results of the Florida felon voter restoration ballot measure that passed in Florida by a wider margin than Ron DeSantis did, win the gubernatorial race. And he overturned it. He instituted what is known as a poll tax, basically, in the state of Florida for felons who were, for the first time ever, going to be able to vote again. and he said you can't vote until you pay all of your debts to the courts.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's illegal, isn't it? I mean, that seems
It's
unconstitutional.
a poll tax. It is precisely.
That's what I mean. Poll taxes is like vestiges of Jim Crow.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, here's Elon Musk saying, "I'm thinking of creating a super moderate PAC that supports candidates with centrist views from all parties." What he means by that is people from both parties who will not increase my taxes and will not regulate how I treat my employees.
Which, by the way, ironically, both parties are not going to do that. So don't worry about it.
He basically just means anyone who's not AOC or people that actually care about workers' rights.
Yeah.
Speaking of workers' rights, I should mention that later in the episode we have one of the workers from Starbucks who unionized, participated in the unionization of Starbuckos, and she's going to be calling in. So there you have that. So I have the